quite a controversial change has hit the PBE, and it's this sparkling effect that kind of engulfs a smoke 1.5 seconds before it is going to disappear. Now, the main argument here is if I'm an Astra main and my smoke is disappearing like this, while I've been trying to train myself to master Astra and learn my smoke timings, we've now essentially lowered the skill ceiling by making it something more obvious. Some sort of, it's game knowledge. It's game knowledge that instead of being spoon-fed to you, is something you master over time. And people are actually quite upset about this. Now, I'm a little bit torn because I think I'm not oblivious to what people are trying to say. It does effectively lower the skill ceiling no matter how you put it. On the flip side, being timed by smokes, like being timinged by smokes, is not a fun way to go when you're playing Valorant. Like, truth is, if I don't know if I have enough time to cross and I start crossing and then it disappears right as I start and I get exposed that way, a lot of people might say, oh, well, that's a skill diff, but it really isn't. That's just the genuine truth. It's only a skill diff at not even Ascendant or Immortal. We're talking about even Radiant. I watch enough Radiant gameplay. I have enough Radiant friends to understand this is a made up problem the community is outraged about, because think of it this way. Even if you're Ascendant, okay? Ascendant is still like the top 5% of Valorant players. No offense, you are not counting smoke timings with your team. You are not calming these into the chat. There's sometimes you're lucky to even get normal basic executions in Ascendant, and that's the top 5%. So yes, this is a made up problem at the moment, and I think it's being overblown extensively. Not to mention, people on Twitter are saying stuff like this change is just to cater to the one Valorant player who plays 3 times a month. Like, no, it caters to 95, if not 99% of the player base. Also, if you are someone who does watch Radiant streamers, think about it logically. When's the last time they called a smoke timing using the timer? Just be real here, because I do watch Radiant number, like top 100 Radiants, and I have top 100 Radiant friends, and I talked to them a little bit before making this video, who actually calls smoke timings. No, it just doesn't happen very often. This actually really genuinely affects simply pro play, the top of the top, and it doesn't matter. The game doesn't need to be balanced for the top of the top. Now, for everyday players, gold, plat, silver, those 3 cover the majority of players. Will it make things easier? A little bit. I think really all it's doing is reducing frustrating deaths. That's all they're doing. They are just reducing frustrating deaths. And even then, it's not perfect. A 1.5 second timer gives you a little bit of time to reposition on the spot, but it could also in the future change. They can just reduce that timer to 1 second or even half a second, simply so you don't peek out of an angle as it's going down. Like, they can reduce this timing. Maybe the only thing I can argue is 1.5 seconds is a little bit long, because if I've started peeking and I see it, I can actually duck back into cover, which does, you know, it does kind of nerf smokes all around. Just as a straight up nerf, it does nerf smokes all around. Maybe 1 second, so you react, we have to react fast. But even then, a lot of these frustrating deaths come from your own team smoke across most ranks. In my opinion, not a huge deal, not a huge change, but Valorant Twitter is going crazy, and I'm open to criticism. What do you think? Do you think I'm playing it off too easy, or maybe you're indifferent? Let me know down below.